Hi guys, so I'm really nervous and excited about this video. So basically it's the first video on Oghean culture and beliefs and just all that stuff. I'm really excited, nervous but excited. So today we're going to be looking over the language of the Ogheans Tadar. I've been working on this language for a really long time, and there's been so many additions and so many things, but I keep learning, I keep growing, and I just want to say heads up, I do not consider myself a linguist. I do not consider myself to be very educated and smarty in the world of languages. I do study as much as I can and have time to be able to work on this. Occasionally when I have the opportunity, I consult and talk to other linguists and try to get some of these things worked out and done all proper. So I'm still learning and growing as a linguist, and there's a lot of room to go. But however, this is my language, Tadar. This is the language of the Ogheans. We're going to be going at an overview of the languages. Oh no, that's my cat. Just an overview of the entire language and kind of some things that you'll see as we go on. We're going to make a bunch of videos on this. We're going to learn the whole language together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what we're doing. Yeet. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is just the 7 forms of Tadar, because Tadar is a very basic language. So the idea and the concept behind Tadar, right, is that because communication is much more than just a spoken word and all the good jazz, there are many forms to communicate. So the base structure in Tadar has been designed to say service to all the different forms and mediums of communication, and these are the 7 forms. So Tadar is, I need to be on this side, right? Tadar is phonetic, has a phonetic aspect, so it can be spoken. Logogram, so basically it is like your shapes, things like your cuneiform and different kinds of Chinese and all the good jazz, which is your pictogram and all that stuff. Kinetic, so it can be felt. We're familiar with something like Braille, would be a good example of that. An alphabet, which is basically, as you know, your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all that good jazz. You have programming, you know, doing the movies. Sign language, you know, like yay. It's not really sign language, it's that. To everyone that does sign language out there, I apologize. I do not know really any sign language, not a whole lot any. That was definitely. And anyway, intergeric. So integers, and that means that all the letters in Tadar have a numeric value, very similar to something like Hebrew, per se. And also, it is used for something similar to like a Morse code, which I believe, hopefully, you guys are all very familiar with that. Now, something else about the language Tadar is that it's an ambidextrous language. It can be written from right to left and left to right. It also can be written from up, down, down, up. And actually, when we get into the numbers in Tadar, that's actually going to be really fun because they kind of do a little bit of that. There are only 4 symbols for numbers, and we'll actually get into that later. Yeet. And yeah, yes, all the letters in Tadar are based off of these 7 forms, and actually even our logograms and all that good jazz are also based off of these 7 forms as well. So these 7 forms are very important. And again, because it is an ambidextrous language, it's really important to know your base forms in order to be able to kind of play around with it. The alphabet. Alright, alphabet here. Ama keta et litarai I fi hun usasu nava we papa. That's papa anyway, and ya, hey, and av. And Tadar has 21 letters. Now, there's a bit of an exception to that because there are like these 2 letters, but that actually more so follows the rules in creating your own aspect to the language is something that Tadar does. So that's a whole different story. And then there's 7 vowels total, and there's 36 sounds. Yeah. Let me see. Getting into the numbers here, these are your 4. And I've written this in your more Western method, which is left to right. So these are your 1, 3, 5, and 7. Tadar uses a particular system to add and take away value to these to have your numbers. So if you have 1, if you add a small line, you have 2. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then if you go diagonal on any letter or on any number, you have a times itself. So diagonal slash is a number times itself, which in this case is going to be our 9. You can add up to 3 of these aspects, these little notations, onto a number. So in this case, we actually have the number 16, and if you wanted to write that in a much more formal Tadar, you would write it like that. But you can write it like this, which is basically your, let's just walk through this actually. If you had your 1, which is here, and you added another one to it, which is 2, you added the longer line. So the longer line basically means to add that number to itself. So you're going to have 1, 2, plus itself is 4, and then this is diagonal slash, which means that number times itself, which is going to be 4 times 4, which is 16. And you can use that number again for all sorts of things depending on what you're trying to do with what you're trying to say, what you're trying to get across. And that's basically an overall view of the language.